2020, yeah, it's going to be on, and the first of the epic games in 2020 is going to be, yeah, jump it! Sexy Fantasy 7, the remake. Yeah, it's going to be literally off the hook from start to finish, taking on one of the greatest games ever created. And then the rest of March is also looking pretty incredible, with Ori and the Will o' the Wisps coming out on the 11th, just a few days after Final Fantasy VII, the remake on the 3rd. And then you've got the outlier, the underdog, Neo 2 on the 13th of March. Looks genuinely epic. If you like Sekiro and you're looking forward to Ghost of Tsushima, then the thing to be playing is this action RPG hack and slasher, which kind of looks like it's taken the concept of your average boss fight and turned it on its nutsy head to dish up things like this crazy looking spider and this also crazy looking rat, and so it's all just going to be totally nuts. And then while the majority of us are not going to get a chance to play Half-Life Alyx, which is a VR PC game and pretty much exclusive to anybody that stumped up the cash to get a VR headset, one game that we will be able to rely on is Resident Evil 3. It's out on the 3rd of April and it follows up on the success of the remake of Resident Evil 2, and the trailers look just as cool, so it should be one to potentially catch if you can spend enough time on it in between Neo and Cyberpunk 2077, which looks like it's probably going to be the biggest, or certainly one of the biggest games of 2020. The shockwaves from E3 2019 when Keanu Reeves took to the stage was probably the biggest moment of the year from a gaming point of view, and it looks like that's going to continue for the game itself. Everything is pointing to this being absolutely amazing, but you just never know. So fingers crossed it will be as good as all the trailers and all the hype and all the everything. And then on into May, on the 15th, you got Marvel's Avengers. And while I'm not convinced by everything that the game has got to offer, there are more than enough cool things in this to make it one of the games that I'm most looking forward to actually getting to play. The story looks a little bit on the ropey side. The whole A-Day, which I'm trying to rack my brain what A-Day actually means. Anniversary Day, Anus Day? Advent Day. I just don't know what it could be. And then you've got the problem of them trying to introduce new characters which just seem a little bit lame, like Little Miss Stretchy Pants here, and I'm sure there's going to be others, but realistically they're probably going to need to do better than that to be able to stand up with the likes of Iron Man, Thor, the Hulk, Black Widow. Just all of them are just way cooler than Lady Stretch, the lady that stretches. I mean, obviously it's, a unique, brand new character. Definitely never appeared in any other Marvel environmental character before. It's never been done. It's brand new, totally new. Anyway, all that aside, the game itself, the gameplay itself looks incredible. The graphics look amazing. It should play very nicely. If it's anywhere near as good as Spider-Man on the PS4 was a couple of years ago, then it should be the best superhero experience we've seen on any console. So fingers crossed again. Fingers crossed the storyline isn't going to ruin the game itself, and that the gameplay is enough to carry it through. But then you'll only have a week and a half to play that before The Last of Us 2 comes out, and the weight of expectation is so heavy on this one. I can feel it in my sleep. I'm sleeping and I'm like, what's that on my face? And it's the expectation for The Last of Us 2, because it's got to follow up on one of, if not the greatest game ever created. And I'm not sure any game can cope with that kind of pressure. So, hey, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I've got my legs crossed right now. I need a wee, but as an aside, I'd have my legs crossed for The Last of Us 2 anyway, even if I didn't need a wee. So, yeah. And then you're into Q3 and 4 where the dates for all the releases haven't been confirmed, so they're still kind of a little bit fluid. And the first of these hasn't officially been confirmed as of yet. It's Assassin's Creed Ragnarok, previously referred to as Assassin's Creed Kingdom, but essentially this is Assassin's Creed set in a Norse world where you'll get to live the Viking dream. Is that a dream? The fantasy? If you're honest with yourself, would you really like to go back as a Viking? I'm pretty sure, just everybody would just be a bit smelly, and yeah, hairy. Everybody would be hairy, even the girls. They'd be hairy ladies. There's no reason you'd ever want to go back, except in computer game form, where you're going to get to destroy everybody with crazy axes in the snow, out on the frozen ice. It should look amazing, should be really cool, so yeah, could be a good one. However, a game that is locked on to be genuinely epic is Ghost of Tsushima. Similar to Nioh 2, it's essentially Japanese sword fighting, but without the crazy rat and bull spider, crazy weird looking bosses. But I still think it's going to be incredible. It's just a real world kind of environment set in feudal Japan during the time of the samurai. It looks really cool. The graphics are they're literally incredible. Can't wait to play this game when it comes out. At the moment, it's scheduled for Q2 and 3, but I think it'll be more like 3, but we'll wait and see. As soon as details are out, I'll add them in the description, but it's definitely one I'm going to be slicing my way through when it comes out. And then we've got a game that has been pushed back. It was initially penciled in for the 25th of Feb, but for some reason, everything's gone quiet. It's been moved out. There's no date currently in the calendar whatsoever for Gods and Monsters. But it should still be out this year. I just think it's going to be much later in the year. Details are really slim on the ground. There's been no gameplay, for example. It's gone really quiet. The date's definitely moved back. But I kind of think maybe towards the end of the year, maybe they're thinking Christmas 2020. Maybe they're even thinking PS5, Xbox One, XT70 Series Delta, and yeah, maybe it'll be coming out much later. So we'll see how this goes down. And talking about next-gen consoles, the first big game announced for the Xbox One X series is Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. There's not really much in terms of gameplay again, but the graphics look incredible. The concept seems pretty legit. So it could be good. I'm not going to hang my hat on it just yet, but it could be good. And it does kind of look like the marquee game for the Xbox One X series. So, hey, they can't completely buzz up, can they? The trailer featured this lady doing some pretty cool chant, singing, dancing thing. It's pretty intense. I'm pretty sure it's Senua, although I didn't play the first game, so I'm not 100%, but she's pretty intense. You definitely wouldn't want to crack onto her. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, cool. What are you doing later? Okay, yeah. Anyway, all that aside, it does look incredibly atmospheric. If the action's as good as the first game and the storyline delivers a similar Norse mythology thing to the first game, then it could be something special. So again, cross your legs, keep them crossed. And then the last game on my definitely want to play list is Watch Dogs Legion. It looks a little bit like Watch Dogs on acid in London, where you can play grannies and beat up thugs. It's just a bit nuts. Could be fun. I'm not too sure. The last Watch Dogs game was a step up on the first one. Can they pull this off? I'm not backing it entirely, but it could work out well if the storyline and the concept all strings together well. Now, obviously, there are other games out in the year. Things like Dying Light 2 looks like it could be okay. And then you've got Godfall, which looks like it's going to be the first title released for the PS5. But I'm not, I've seen the trailers. I'm not terribly excited by them. But hey, thought I'd mention them. So that's it. That's my list of games for 2020. There are bound to be more announcements, especially when E3 lands later in the year. But that's everything I have right now. Don't forget to drop me a like below, and you can subscribe to the channel if you haven't already with the links on the left-hand side. Hit that bell button if you want to get notifications for all of my videos as they come out. And you can check out more of my videos with the links on the right hand side. Leave any comments and I will catch you next time.